Hello, I'm Kim. Welcome to my channel, A Book Forest. So this is my April TBR. Um, the month of March went quite well. I did read almost all of what I wanted to read, except I'm not done with Warbreaker yet. I'm just only started basically. Uh, but that's normal for me. I do a TBR, but I'm not necessarily gonna finish like start on the first and finished on at the end of the month. My books overlapped, so I don't force myself to finish the book just because the month is over. It's okay. Uh, Basically, my month of December will probably be an overlap of all the books I haven't had time to read during the year. Um, so once I'm done with Warbreaker, I don't think it will take me very long to read because I read Elantris and it took me like a week and it was done, um, all through work and all kids and things. So it's okay. I'm really enjoying my Cosmere, and I'm sure I will enjoy Warbreaker. So the next book I want to read is Animal Farm. Um, I've read 1984 a few years ago, and it was very impactful to me. Yes, almost depressing. No, not just almost. It is depressing and it is scary because you kind of see similarities in the real world. But I'm not like a doom and gloom. I take these in stride. It's just fun to see like human natures in books. I hope it does not put me off Bacon, but otherwise, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and it's quite short, so that's good. I always like to slip in a short one in between the big books. Gives me a little bit more of a psychological feeling that I'm gonna be able to get to my TBR. Then I'm gonna continue with my Cosmere project for the year, and the April book is The Way of King. I'm super looking forward to that. First of all, I've already started it. I'm all third of the way through. I started this in December last year, but I was not in a good place to read a book this big. My mind was a bit. I was wandering everywhere, and I was not reading that much. But now I'm back. No more reading slumps. So I'm gonna keep going with The Way of Kings. I've really enjoyed it so far. I think the thing I like the most is the mystery surrounding the magic system. I have no idea what's going on, but I like that. I like mysteries. And also the characters, obviously, they're very well written and deep, and they all have their issues. And yeah, my favorite right now, if I had to choose, would be Dalinar. I kind of think he's a bit of a naive older man. Like he is really experienced, but at the same time, like he does not want to see the reality around him. He's too he wants honor, and yeah, and all his dreams or whatever that is really intriguing. Anyways, so I hope to be done with The Way of Kings rather soon. Probably at the middle of the month I'll be done with it, because once I get into it I'll probably binge it. Then my next read, I want to do Frank Herbert, because I went to see Dune Part 2 with my husband in the cinema and I loved it. I'm not saying it's my favorite Dune adaptation. I am one of those weird people who kind of like the 1984 David Lynch version. I know it's not super faithful with the technology and things, but I don't know why. The vibe, the darkness, the inner monologues. I mean, most people hate those, and I like them. And also, I like the actors and the music, and yeah, it's my Dune. But of course, Denis Villeneuve is amazing, and I love the first part better than the second part. Um, like I don't know why exactly. I haven't analyzed it yet. I'm still thinking about it, but it did give me a big anchoring for Frank Herbert. But since I've already read Dune and I've read all of the six Dune books by Frank Herbert, and I've read all the Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson books, even though they're not, it's not the same level. But yeah, I've already read all of that, so I'm like, well, what can I do? I don't want to start Dune all over again. Not yet. I will eventually, but if I read Dune, I'm gonna want to read the whole series, or at least the six books, and I'm not ready for that right now. So I was like, I'm gonna. I just found on my Kindle I had the Godmakers, which is a sci-fi, quite short, I think 300 and something pages. So I was like, that's perfect for me this month, and I want to branch out of Dune. Like Frank Herbert wrote other things. I would like to read those. He's one of my favorite authors. Uh, so I have no idea what it's about. I think it's on another planet. No idea. I'll get back to you in my April wrap up. I know that the cover is a naked lady kneeling in the desert. It's really hilarious for some reason. Interesting. So we'll see. And then if I have time, if I've read all of my books before April ends, I'm gonna start maybe. It's gonna be depending on my mood, either Pawn's Gambit by Rob J. Hayes. I've read Never Die a couple of years ago. Really enjoyed that. It was very creepy. The kid in that is so creepy. To me, like the creepy kid is the most scary thing in movies or in books. Yeah, so I was kind of leaning towards Pawn's Gambit. Otherwise, if I don't feel like reading another fantasy, I'm probably gonna just go and read The Bookshop of Second Chances by Jackie Fraser. Something I picked up from my mom's bookshelf, and basically it has the word bookshop in it, so that's all it took. If you have bookshop, bookstore, I'm sold. For some reason, I don't know why, if you put the word library or book only, it's not as interesting, but if it has the bookshop, yeah, for sure. Some words like that, like forest, ergo the title of my channel, or tree, things like that, woods. It automatically makes me interested in your book. So that seems to be kind of a woman life crisis, gets away from it all, goes to a seashore, and there's a bookshop in the UK, which is my favorite country. And then there's probably a bit of a nice a romance, which I'm not against. I like a romance, and it's light. So I might actually get to that instead of Pawn's Gambit if I'm not in the mood for another fantasy. Otherwise, I might get to both. We never know. I can be hopeful. I doubt it. So yeah, that's it for my April readings plans. Hook me up with a thumbs up if you want, and tell me in the comments what you're reading this month. I'm interested. And if you've read any of those books, let me know what you thought about them, especially the least known ones, because obviously I know what people think about The Way of Kings. But the Godmakers, it's very interesting, and Pawn's Gambit, and this one. I don't think hardly anyone has heard of this, but you never know. So let me know, and have a good April reading month, and a good April in general. And I'll see you next time. Bye.